There are 4 reasons why I absolutely wouldn't hesitate to pick up the Osmo Pocket 3 over the iPhone 15 Pro Max when it comes to vlogging. Some of the reasons seem more obvious than others, but there are 3 factors that would actually make me leave the Osmo Pocket 3 at home in favour of taking the iPhone 15 Pro Max with me when I go to vlog, and I'll get onto those a little bit later on. First, I want to focus on why the Osmo Pocket 3 is my preferred pick 90% of the time when I come to do a vlog over the iPhone 15 Pro Max. So starting with video quality, honestly, if you film with the Osmo Pocket 3 or the iPhone 15 Pro Max, you're going to get really good looking footage regardless of which one you choose.
Calling out, it's all you trust.
The same goes for filming in log as well.
You jump the gun.
However, if you do film in log with the iPhone 15 Pro Max, you are going to be shooting in ProRes, which has huge file sizes. So the only way to get around not running out of space is to shoot with an external hard drive, or you could just use the Blackmagic app, which allows you to change your file type whilst also still filming in log, so you'll still get a high quality image. But overall, I would say that the Osmo Pocket 3 does a better job than the iPhone 15 Pro Max just in general.
In the morning when I get up, I wish that we could stop and take each day. In the evening when I get home.
So when it comes to usability and quality combined, there's no doubt that the Osmo Pocket 3 does a lot better than the iPhone 15 Pro Max's front-facing camera. And also the rear camera, but it definitely does better than the front-facing camera. Naturally, if you're filming with your phone, you're going to want to use the front-facing camera so that you can actually see yourself whilst you're recording. Otherwise, you could use a rear-facing camera, but unless you have something like the Apple Watch where you could actually get the camera app up on your watch and then kind of hook it around your phone to then monitor yourself, you're not going to be able to see what you're filming and just frame yourself up and make sure that everything looks good. So the Osmo Pocket 3 is much better in that respect, because no matter whether you're filming yourself or you're filming what's out in front of you, you're always going to be able to see what you're filming. And so the quality of the footage is always going to be good no matter what. So another point to mention when it actually comes to the user experience of things is that I actually don't like having my phone as my vlogging camera, because I just prefer to have it separate, because I actually use my phone for notes or looking at maps when I'm trying to get around. So for me, it's a lot more faff to have to keep switching between the camera app and then all the other tools and the apps that I want to use whilst I'm actually creating a video. So it's a lot easier just to have my camera separate to my phone. And as you can see here, I've had to print out my script and my notes so that I don't have to keep switching between the different apps on my phone when I do record with my phone. But I'm actually quite liking having my script on paper so that I can just go through and just see it a lot easier anyway and just mark stuff off. It makes it a lot easier, I think. So the third reason, someone's flying a drone up there, I don't know if you can hear it. So the third reason why I'm more likely to pick up the Osmo Action 3 over the Osmo Pocket 3 over the iPhone 15 Pro Max comes down to filming solo. And if you just want to have motion in your shot, or you want to move around in the frame and be tracked at the same time, then you can do that with the Osmo Pocket 3. If you wanted to do that with the iPhone 15 Pro Max, you'd have to get a gimbal, something like the DJI Osmo Mobile 6 or the Insta360 Flow, and then you'd have that tracking feature. But having a gimbal is just an extra thing that you have to carry around with you, whereas with the Osmo Action 3, the Osmo Pocket 3, I don't know why I keep saying Action 3, with the Osmo Pocket 3, you just have it, so you don't have to have anything extra, you don't even have to use the Mimo app, you can just do it straight on the camera itself. So before I get onto the 2 situations where I'd use the iPhone 15 Pro Max over the Osmo Pocket 3, there's still one reason why I think the Osmo Pocket 3 is the better choice for vlogging, but first I need to explain something. So when it comes to the iPhone, it has electronic stabilization, which means if you shoot in low light, the shutter speed is going to drop to compensate for the loss of light, so it'll try to bring the exposure up by dropping the shutter speed. But once you drop the shutter speed, then the electronic stabilization can't really do its thing, so you tend to get jittery footage. But with the Osmo Pocket 3, because it has a gimbal, you're going to get smooth footage no matter what in low light. So if you do like to shoot walking and talking vlogs at night, then the Osmo Pocket 3 is likely going to be the better option for you, so that you can get that really smooth footage. The footage from the Osmo Pocket 3 is also cleaner than the iPhone, because the iPhone kind of gives you these weird flares, which is really distracting, and it just kind of ruins the footage a little bit as well.
I was waiting in the undertow, set adrift with featherweight light bulb.
Hiya, please could I get a... Are you still doing the Terry's orange? Yeah, can I get a Terry's orange hot chocolate, please?
Anything else?
With whole milk?
With whole milk, yeah.
Yes, please. Hiya. Nice to give you that old one, thank you. Cheers.
Have a good day, alright?
You too, bye.
So remember how I mentioned that there are two reasons why I'd actually leave the Pocket 3 at home, or at least in my bag, and use the iPhone instead? Well, the first point comes down to creative control.
Out of my skin.
I don't know what is wrong with my eye. For the last couple of days it's been really puffy and a little bit sensitive around here. Still feels quite sore. While the Osmo Pocket 3 can zoom in, it's not an optical zoom, and by optical zoom it just means that the lens elements move in relation to each other in order to get different focal lengths. Instead, it's just digital, which means all you're doing is just zooming in on the image, which means that it's just going to degrade a little bit, and this is something that you could just do in post anyway, so there's not really any point in doing it in the camera itself. Look at that building over there. It's a good way to stand out if ever you just want to give someone directions to where you are, isn't it? If you're filming with the iPhone, then you've got a lot more variety, because when you use the rear cameras, you've got the different focal lengths. So for me, when I want to do more creative B-roll sequences and I just want to have the option to have close-ups, wide shots and medium shots, then the iPhone 15 Pro Max is the better option in that respect. But can I do without that? I definitely can. It's just a nice to have. So if you have both, it's great. And so when it comes to the second reason why I ditched the Osmo Pocket 3 in favour of the iPhone 15 Pro Max, that one's a little bit more of a no-brainer. So imagine you're out filming and you start to feel little specks of water on the back of your hand and you realise that it started raining. If you were filming with the Osmo Pocket 3, you'd literally have to stop filming because there's no IP certification and it's not weather sealed. Whereas if you have the iPhone 15 Pro Max, it's fully waterproof, so you can just keep on filming and you don't have to interrupt anything. So they're really the only two reasons why I'd use my iPhone 15 Pro Max over the Osmo Pocket 3. Or I'd actually pick up my Osmo Action 4 because that is a cracking camera for vlogging, and if you want to see how it stacks up against the Pocket 3 when it comes to vlogging, then you can check out my next video.